No.
Well, hello and good evening, Firefly, everyone. Firefly season 1, maybe episode 5, maybe episode 7, who knows. First aired back in 2002, but here in 2026 on Live Long and Podcast, we're just getting started. Whether you're joining us on live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or catching the audio version wherever you get your podcasts, our mission to watch every episode of Firefly continues. One cattle delivery, one kidnapping, and one brush with frontier superstition at a time. This is your host and captain speaking. Captain Tight Pants, they sometimes call me. Other times they call me, other things. Unlike certain trigger-happy ranchers, I promise not to shoot out or start a shootout tonight. Sorry, guys, I can't read. Tonight's episode takes us deep into the Rim. Serenity delivers cattle to a remote settlement, only to be caught in a sudden gunfight that leaves the shepherd gravely wounded, while Mal races to find medical help. Simon and River are kidnapped by locals who desperately need a doctor. And then, hilarious hijinks ensues. So, it writes itself, really. We got a top tier panel to break this run through down in the verse. Coming in first, he's tuned into the moral dilemmas, Mal's choice to leave Simon and River behind, the ethics of frontier justice, and the question of what loyalty really means when principle collides with survival. He's got thoughts. Kevin Millard, everyone.
Yeah, I feel like this episode may have written itself. I can't imagine a writer writing this.
Yeah, like a human being. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. We'll see if we can corroborate such things. Also with us, she's tuned in at every emotional beat. Books near death. Simon's desperation, River's fear, and the quiet relief when Serenity returns. When an episode blends danger with heart, she feels every moment. It's the great Narduzzi, Heather Narduzzi.
Boy, did I feel relieved when Firefly returned, let me tell you. Okay, so my top level thoughts are, this is the best episode so far. And I want to say, I have been feeling a little bad for hating on Firefly so hard when so many people love it. And part of the reason for me that I'm finding it a bit of a hard watch, outside of the fact that like the pilot was a bit convoluted and that sort of thing, is that Joss Whedon turned out to be a creep. And Adam Baldwin, who plays Jane, also is a huge asshole creep. So I've been having a bit of a hard time separating that, but I watched this episode really trying to, it's not the fault of all the other people who worked on the show and made the show that these people are creeps. They worked hard. They did their best. So I've been trying to watch it with a little more of an open mind. And this episode was the most fun I've had watching Firefly.
Okay. Thank you, Narduzzi. Here's another man who I know had fun. He's following the money, the motives, the economics of the frontier, the cattle deal, the cost of medical aid, and the desperation of a village without a doctor. If someone's hiding the real story, he's already found the leak. Adam Woodward.
Hey, guys. Heather, I'm dying to, can you rank your fun level in this show so far? If you're, down here and you're just up a little bit, that's good?
Okay, so, fun overall in life or, Firefly?
Oh, in the show. Fun? You said you're trying to have fun with it.
I am trying to have fun with it. So my fun level before this episode was definitely at a 0, but the fun-o-meter is at a 4 now for like fun, and it's on the upswing. It's trending upward. Fun levels.
It's just
Fun. That's a high praise, I think. And of course, rounding out our panel tonight because we don't.
I got to say more here.
Sorry.
I am really trying as well to get more into this show, and it was actually, I'm going to be very positive. It was okay.
It was okay, everyone. All right. Well, hold on to your seats because, maybe the toughest critic of all is coming up next, tracking the strategic fallout, the Alliance's reaction to Book's mysterious ID, the politics of frontier settlements, and the shifting loyalties within the crew. If there's a power shift brewing, he's already mapping the fault lines. It's Jeff Mader.
Okay. For me, this show, I was willing to give it a try. I wanted to see, like, at a first, I was like, it's not that bad. It's just like a Western space show, and it's, it's a week to week, and it'll be a different. I feel like I watch this episode every week. I just don't see a lot of development. I'm sorry, Firefly fans. I don't mean to be negative, but I actually, I started at a 4 where Heather is now. I'm at like a -2 now, and I feel like it's gonna. I hope it doesn't get worse. I mean, I want bring it back. Give me something. The ending of the episode was kind of cool. Maybe I'm a -1.
He might be at a -1, everyone. So get excited if you aren't already.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be negative to the people that really love the show, but it's just like it's not that it's an old show because I love old. I like watching shows from this era, the early 2000s or the 90s. I love all the nostalgia. I'm having a hard time just. They're speaking Chinese midway through sentences, guys. there's weird things going on this show, and so this is my kind of thing with the show. I'm just supposed to I'm just supposed to know why they're speaking Chinese,
Jeff,
Tim the Casual says, I don't think you're really sorry.
If it wasn't for the subtitles, I wouldn't even know.
Right.
I would like to say on that note that they're speaking Chinese. That I do not care for that. That takes me right out of it. And I know there's been some expression on this podcast before that some people don't like on Battlestar when they say frack and frackin'. Is that you, Kevin? That hates it? Yeah. Okay. So I don't mind that at all. And I got used to it very quickly while watching that show. So it became a part of the universe. But I do not like Jane always says "rutten." That's too rotten bad, instead of fuck. And I hate that. Rutting is like animals, right? Anyway, it doesn't track for me. I don't like it at all. And the other one is that I find they try really hard to shoehorn in a Western twang. Kaylee will just throw in an ain't here and there for no apparent reason when she speaks unaccented American English otherwise. And then she's like, there ain't no telling about that. And you're like, what, girl? I find that weird.
Yes, I can't disagree with any of these observations. This is
Did
the
you like
fifth
how
pod.
I wasn't going to be negative?
Of course. Very positive so far.
Oh no, we've lost Dave. It's too rotten bad Dave's not on this episode.
We're too negative for him.
He just wants to have a good show.
Oh man, we were like, Dave ain't even here.
Yeah. I'm here.
He's left us.
This is, as I was saying, this is the 5th podcast of the Firefly Appreciation Society. This is an episode that aired on November 8th, 2002, directed by Michael Grossman and written by a real person, if you can believe it, Drew Z. Greenberg.
What do you mean it wasn't AI that wrote this?
Well, apparently, we'll have to find out if Drew Greenberg is a real person. I think he is. This episode sees Malcolm forced to choose which crew members to save when one is gravely wounded and the other 2 are kidnapped. Simon finds an uneasy haven in a remote village, but River's uncanny perceptions jeopardize the Tams, that River and Simon, a temporary safety. The episode is the television debut of actor Zac Efron, everyone.
I noticed that. I was like, who is that? I thought it was Boone from Lost. And then
It looks
I
like
didn't
it looks
even
like a young
notice.
Boone.
I didn't even notice.
When was Zac Efron in it?
he's the
The
kid,
kid-
he's the doctor
The young Simon is Zac Efron.
Oh,
at the beginning of the episode.
didn't even clock it.
Yeah, I was
No,
like,
no,
is
he
that-
he doesn't really look like how he looks now, but
Yeah, I had to look it up. I was like, that's someone I know the face. Like the face was like immediately like I recognized the person, and but I didn't know who it was. And then Zac Efron.
and then the other one I was obsessed with was who was playing their dad, like the Simon Rivers dad. I was like, I know this actor. Then I look him up, and I'm like, I don't know this guy from anything. Like, but I'm sure I know him from something. But as I'm looking at his filmography, I couldn't. Like, I was like, there's nothing standing out that I know him from this or I know him from that. Like he's been.
Is that President Logan from 24? He was in.
No, that is who played the dad of the guy in our visited with her companion chamber. But he looked really familiar to me, and I looked it up, and I didn't watch 24, but I did recognize him, and he was in Who Mourns for Morn, one of my favorite Deep Space Nine episodes. He was one of the baddies trying to get Morn's fortune.
The dad was the dad from this episode.
Yeah, not Simon and Rivers' dad, but Magistrate Higgins.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the really classy guy who wanted to get his son's cherry popped.
Right. As one does, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of a strange thing to do.
Well, it's the Old West. They didn't know.
Of course. Okay. So for me, this episode, I wouldn't say this is the best episode so far for me. I would say that I would put this a little lower than some. It was okay. There was, I guess the best thing I took away from the episode was, okay, there's something about Shepard, like he has some kind of a past. They're teasing that. I guess I want to know a little bit more about that. What else was to take from this episode? It was more establishing how Mal does care about this sort of crew and family, and he does he's not as cynical and sort of detached as he sometimes acts. What else? River. Oh no.
Oh yeah. Here we have an actual fan of the show Firefly on the pod. Everybody, welcome World Mind.
You're a Firefly boy for today.
Yeah, our Firefly
Mr.
Firefly
Firefly.
fanboy, new Mr. Firefly.
It
Captain
is good
Firefly.
to see you. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in
Good to
months.
see you. It's good to see you.
Rather than just read
Okay,
your-
so I've been listening to you all rut and talk this show for the past 5 weeks, and I can't say I'm a big fan of what I'm hearing. Can't say I'm a big fan of what I'm hearing from y'all.
Well, I can't
I've
say I'm a
seen
big
a lot
fan
of-
of Firefly, buddy. So let's hear it.
Why I should like this show, please.
I've seen a lot of doubters and non-believers. The things to enjoy about this show, and what I enjoy about this show, is the fact that it is a grounded it's grounded to a degree. It's just that you get this space adventure with these pirates, and they don't have massive ships and teams. It's a small, tight-knit family. They're going through space. They got a couple mysteries on their ship, and they're just trying to make fuel. And that's what I love about this show. So this is actually probably one of my favorite episodes of the only season that we get of this show from now until they come out with the animated series, which, hopefully is sooner than later. Yeah, this is a great show. Mal is a smart ass, and he's always cutting people down in funny ways. Really, like the things about these characters that make them shine, you guys just have yet to see. And I think a lot of people enjoy this show because they rewatch it because it's so brief that those character traits sort of shine a little brighter in the early episodes as to maybe opposed to somebody who's just seeing it for the first time.
Yeah, it's not that so much that I'm negative on the show, although it's more. I'm not always fully entertained by it. You know, it's there. I think that the cast is good. I think that the crew. I think they play off each other pretty well. But in terms of what the beats are, and I guess the other thing I struggle with in terms of this universe is how everyone is so backwards. Like these people in this episode want to burn River at the stake for being a witch, you know, and this is in the year 2517, which I find.
Yes, but it's also like you have to realize that all of Earth's inhabitants have been spread out through space and are living in all these colonies and stuff. And it's been hundreds of years of these people living on these colonies, and these colonies are very much similar to, you know, old Western style, not a lot of resource, not a lot of education. And when you have generations of that and not much going on, and you also have the alliance, you know, fascist superpower essentially holding all the resources for themselves. You come across colonies where people think a girl who is a little tweaked in the head and can read empathy well is a witch, you know?
Yeah. Like it was like, oh, is this what we're doing? Okay. Like, yeah. There's something too about the Western. I think that's also elusive for me in this series because I'm not necessarily the biggest Western fan. And I'm always like, there's this strong appreciation for Westerns from a certain type of person. Not me per se, but like other people I know. And I'm always like, why? What is the allure? It's like this period of history that lasted what, like 30, 40 years tops. And it's venerated and it's sort of like romanticized greatly compared to other historical periods that lasted much longer. And, you know, I think it's something about the lone gunslinger, the being the independent guy on the frontier.
Lack of law.
It's literally you can kill a man, leave him in the dirt, and go about your business in your day, and say he crossed my path. He tried to take my gingham. You know,
right.
Like it's
hence the Wild West of it all.
Is that what men fantasize about, you guys?
I think
mean,
some truth to the idea.
There's a
What's
sort of fantasy, a power fantasy to shut down the evil with a simple bullet.
And just like the idea of not being constrained by the laws and rules of society, I think like the freedom of it, I think is a very attractive idea, especially to men.
I mean, nobody has to pay rent. They just really have to worry about a couple shillings for a beer or two, and maybe a tub once a blue moon.
And I think it's also too like the strong survive, I think, is part of the aspect of it. Like, you know, if I'm faster at the gun, I draw my gun, then I'm going to win.
But you know what's interesting is like, you know, when the Americans were opening up the West and this became the frontier and people were, I mean, it was a lot of people moving out there for a lot of things, and including gold and silver and whatnot, right? But you didn't have that. Our West and Canada didn't form the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't think we have the same love for Westerns and you know, that era that the Americans do.
Like that was what everyone watched when, not like we were kids, or like it's more like when our parents and our grandparents were growing up. Like what was the number one show? Bonanza, you know, and like stuff like this. Right. You know, these were the big movies. They were all Westerns.
Great John Wayne movie.
I was reading a great article one time that said, you know, at one point, basically, 90% of TV shows and movies were Westerns. And then Mel Brooks made Blazing Saddles. And it was such a piercing satire of the genre that it torpedoed all Western stuff for like years. Nobody did it again for years, but it was very popular, like you say, Bonanza and everything.
But no, I mean, look at Clint Eastwood's career was built on that until Blazing Saddles. And then he did Unforgiven, but Unforgiven was great. Like that was a good Western, in my opinion.
It's funny you say that because I read a quote, recently where Daniel Craig said that when they were going to make Casino Royale, they had to consciously make sure to kind of switch James Bond because of Austin Powers. Austin Powers, the satire of Austin Powers had kind of so destroyed the kookiness that they used on James Bond for all the gadgets and everything they did with James Bond for all those years, that they literally had to switch the whole direction of how they did James Bond. And I think it's kind of the same thing. It's like once the satire kind of makes fun of it, it spoofs it, and you can't unsee it, you have to kind of pivot. And and
it's true. Like we couldn't make Top Gun 2 until Hot Shots Part 2 was fully out of our mind.
Scary movie, essentially.
Mr. Firefly says, "You all gonna review the episode eventually?"
If you would have said y'all, I would have been more impressed.
Yeah,
that would have been more in
Listen,
line.
Jody ain't gonna talk like that. Okay,
don't rush us, Mr. Firefly.
Galaxy Quest, yes,
we did a
one
radio
of the
theater
best
of
Star
that.
Trek movies.
Yes, we're talking about the next radio theater, what that's going to be, and ironically, it gets an appearance in this episode through some costuming. All right, let's break down the episode if we're all ready with our initial thoughts. Bringing this in. Hopefully, I'm glad to have you with us, Worldmind. All right, let's bring in it. Okay, so we start here. The episode at a house meant to be a rich person's house. This is the childhood home of Simon and River. We see a bit of like this force field that I guess goes around the perimeter of the house just to kind of establish
it's the future
system. It's the future. They have a security system. And Tam estate 11 years ago. Here is Zac Efron, everyone. Soak it in.
Tender age of 15 or 16.
Yes, with a young River with him, and we see them growing up, him studying here, and I don't remember everything they talk about. Let's just remember this is Zac Efron, and he will go on.
It doesn't quite look like Zac Efron because it's his old teeth. It's after he got his teeth straightened that he looks more like he does nowadays.
Right. We meet their father in this flashback scene, and their father is encouraging him to become a brilliant doctor, and like that's what you'll need to do to.
He wants a laptop. He's like, I want to have a laptop. My laptop's crappy. He's like, you can't just have a laptop. It's gonna give you access to that bullshit on the internet. You can't just have that in my house. But I guess this is my house. My wife got you one anyway.
Exactly.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I don't think I watched the right episode. So I watched the one on Jody's server called Safe, and it did not open with this scene.
No, well then you did
it'll
watch
be called out of gas on his server.
So just for the entire group, when you're downloading from Jody's server, check that the file name matches the episode name we're watching.
Okay, well, I take back everything I said about this being the best episode of Firefly because I didn't see this one.
I didn't either.
So wait, which one did you watch? Did you watch it a gas?
I watched the one about Jamestown.
Oh, that is such a good one.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, actually.
But it also said safe.
It's Jody's fault, really.
Can't trust Mr. Firefly. That's what I.
God damn it, Mr. Firefly!
Jamestown is in 2 weeks.
Wrong episode.
Yeah, Jamestown's in 2 weeks because it's safe, and then it's like our Mrs. Reynolds, and then
our Mrs. Reynolds is what we're doing next.
You cannot go by the names on the server. Just go in order. They're in order.
Okay.
The names
are
not
this one. Not this one. It wasn't in order. You had to pick. It was
okay. Well, it's in order on mine.
Jim the Casual says, "Well, this is going well.
This is going amazing."
Poor Jim.
We're all reviewing a different episode.
Thanks for watching.
All right. Well, there's this whole scene with their father at the beginning.
I gotta say, Dave, when you were describing it, I go, I don't think I watched this episode. There we go.
Wait, you too?
Okay, for everyone on the pod, just remember, make sure the episode file name matches the episode name proper. Anyway, after this opening scene with their father, for those who don't know, it transitions to present day, and it's Simon here dealing with River having one of her episodes inside of the ship, and she's making a lot of noise, and he
doesn't want to be needled. She doesn't want tests. She doesn't want to be poked in the eyes.
Yes, and so she ends up throwing Simon's medical kit across the room, and annoying Captain Reynolds. right? That's his last name, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Captain Reynolds, and you know, I don't know. Basically, the whole point of
hang on. He comes in, and she says, Lu Kushao de Baze, He Jose de Ben Ezre, which is basically, you dumb son of a saliva drooling whore and monkey.
Yes, of course.
And that's when he's like, oh, she's added cursing to her repertoire. Excellent.
And why do we need
Yes.
Chinese on a network?
But basically, what I took from this conversation is that Mal is getting annoyed. I don't know if we need it. I think it's meant to show that this is the future somehow.
Okay. Here's why
Think
this is
about
a
it.
thing, right? So when the world collapsed, basically, the Western and Eastern powers became a whole thing, the alliance, right? And the whole reason there's Chinese being used in this show is just a reason for Joss Whedon to have cursing in the show without having cursing in the show. So he's cursing in Chinese half the time.
Okay, and
I understand the reasoning for it. I just think it's dumb.
I mean, it's not.
Is that
I think it's cool because it's like, it shows, like, you know, the borders of languages have fallen apart in the future.
Yeah, like think about all the French words in the English language, you know, that come from when our royal family was from France originally, or Normandy. Anyway, River's having a whole thing. Mal's annoyed with River maybe upsetting the cattle or something.
Yeah, she makes a lot of noise, and noise carries in a small ship. You don't want cattle storming up.
We don't need a stampede here on the ship. So figure it out, Simon. The ship then lands here on the planet, and we see these hillbilly guys, these hill people who are see the ship land, and they scope it as something that they can potentially steal people from, because that's what we'll find out about this tribe, is that they kidnap people who stop through this planet, and then they try to conscript them into
but like they
jobs.
don't, you don't know that right away. They, like, the way they tell the story is like, oh, they have something on that ship and we're going to need it. So it implies that they're going to steal the cow.
They're going to steal the cow or something.
Yeah.
And they also kill rabbits, these people. So watch out. And that is our teaser for the episode as we head into the credits. Get our
is the song warming up to you guys yet? Have you warmed up to it?
Oh, no, sir.
No, it's by far the worst part of this whole experience is this theme song.
Burn the land and boil the sea. You can't take the sky from me.
I'm warming up to the song. It's the only thing I look forward to.
Everyone gets something different from it, you know? So after the #1 intro theme song ever made, we then have Simon stepping right into cow shit or bullshit. Hard to say which one it was.
That's exactly what he says in Chinese.
It's what he says in Chinese, and I don't know. Jane's always laughing at Simon, and we see this herd of cattle that they acquired in the previous episode is now being delivered. We find out this is also like a month later after the previous episode.
Yep.
What, the theme is great. It is.
What's
great about it?
Exactly. I'm on Draven's side.
All right. Well, Jeff and Draven, they love it.
I'm a big fan too.
River's talking to the cattle and having a great better conversation than she has with a lot of the other crew members.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then what else? Jane's always wary of River and that she's weird. And this is also the part where basically Mal tells Simon, like, why don't you get lost and go to the town and leave us alone and stop being a weirdo? And he's like, what? I'm a fugitive. And he's like, no one out here knows who you are. Who cares? Like, go away. We're doing important cattle stuff.
So you kind of glossed over a bit of a scene there between Mal and River, where she talks about, you know, he's like, she never talked to these cows the whole time they're on the ship, and now that they're on the land, she can't get enough of them. And she's like, that's because they weren't cows before, and they had to see the sky so that they could be cows again. And then Mal's like, is it a bad thing? That's the first thing she said that made sense to me. This is like one of the first moments he starts to understand River. And that relationship grows throughout the series.
Okay, cows have to see the sky to be cows. Okay. All right. And then we head into town, everyone. And we got Kaylee and Anara shopping at the antique store or the local goods. We see at least there's one car here on the planet. And who would want to buy this duck?
That's a swan.
A swan. Who would want to buy this swan?
Yes, it's the imagination of somebody who desires to see a swan.
Stop looking at me, swan.
I wish we had watched that.
Me too. Then we get to don't forget, Kaylee's got a crush on Simon. She's like, what about this plate as a gift to Anara? And then Anara's like, you love the doctor, don't you? You got the hots for the doctor. No, I don't. Just then the doctor walks in with River. She says big hello, Kaylee that is, to Simon. River starts playing with tools that are sharp, one of which is used to put posts in the ground or stakes in the ground, when you want to burn somebody at the stake. That will come back later. And then Simon makes a disparaging comment about the plate that Kaylee had considered buying him as a gift. Like, who people pay money for this crap, he says. And then he also makes some other comments about how the ship sucks, and
he calls it a lusa, which is Chinese for garbage. And then Kaylee's like, Lusa, Serenity's not Lusa.
How could you say this? How could you say such things about Serenity? Almost like Scotty getting upset about the Enterprise being referred to as garbage. Yeah. And Kaylee, I think this is the first time she's mad at Simon. She's like, and what do you think about the people who work on such a crappy ship too? You must think we all suck. And
must
Simon's,
not think highly of them that choose that life.
Yeah, Simon starts trying to backtrack it, and he's like, I didn't really mean all that. And she's like, yes, you meant every word of it. And now you are in my shit list.
I just realized this is a metaphor for this podcast.
How could you say such things?
Yeah, how could you say such things? Serenity's great.
It's the best show ever. Best theme song ever.
She's a wonderful ship. You guys just don't know her yet.
We haven't fully fallen in love yet, Worldmind. That's the problem. Just then, as Kaylee and Anara walk out on Simon and call him a jerk, Simon realizes he's lost River. She's no longer present here in the store, so he has to go look for her. We head back to Serenity, which has got lots of bullshit all over the deck. This must have been a rough month with them in space, with like all these cows
shitting constantly every day. Like, I can't imagine that the disposal system would have been easy.
No,
I was wondering how that all would have gone, and I was so disappointed they didn't even talk about it in the next episode. So here we are.
Well, exactly, they're talking about it. Anyway,
big piles of crap.
It's big piles of bullshit. And then we go over here. These are the people buying the cattle from, I guess, Badger, technically, because
Jim beat me to it. I'm waiting for the metaphor joke.
on the shit.
Listen, I'm trying to be positive tonight, but
yes.
No, it's fine. There's this whole thing back and forth with the buyers, and they don't want to pay the full rate, and then but before that, we have to head back over here.
Jumpy, don't they?
We're jumping around, and then Simon's trying to chase after River, but then Simon sees like these marshals, and he gets a little scared, and but then he's like, "Hello, officers!" And as soon as they're kind of past him, he like runs off to try to find River. Back to these guys. It's really flipping back and forth between the River stuff and this scene here.
They're haggling. They're haggling.
Like
they're looking a little thin, maybe like 20 ahead.
They want 20. Mal wants 30, but he'll settle for 25, and they're trying to get to 25. And there's this, but then they're ready to walk away from the whole deal. But just then they do make the deal, but then these marshals show up, and they're here to arrest the buyers because they've killed somebody or something. And okay, and then we're back here with Simon. He's trying to chase down River, and he suddenly finds River in like this valley like that seems to, just sort of been through this tunnel off town, and there's some kind of a dance celebration, maybe a wedding.
Yeah,
I'm
she
not
found
quite
herself
sure.
at Midsummerfest.
A Midsummerfest here, and Simon's looking on as River gets into it, and she starts river dancing, like no pun intended, but it kind of is funny that she's river dancing and in Irish style. Michael Flatley, if you will. Back to these guys is everything's getting tense here between Mal and the sheriffs. They're saying we're just innocent bystanders. Then the gunfight starts. Okay, I forgot about this, and I don't want to be negative, but this gunfight, sound wise, like I couldn't.
Yeah,
is really bad. It sounds like they don't sound quite like ray guns, and they don't quite sound like pistols.
I was like, wait a minute, did they get ray guns?
That's what I thought too. I was like, oh, it just sounds different because it's in the future. I kind of just suspended my disbelief on that one. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, but up until this point, they just sounded like normal guns, and in this episode, for some reason, they sound different.
They got blaster sounds to them. It's
like
a little like, why they're not even shooting any type. There's no laser that comes.
There's no energy at all here. It just seems to be a conventional weapon.
Gun, yeah.
And but I don't know. They're trying to remind us it's future or space or something.
It's like we're still space. I know it looks like a cowboy show. I know we're on a planet and it looks like a cowboy show, but it's a sci-fi show, guys.
But
Don't
it's
worry.
still there's science fiction and there's spaceships and everything else, and sometimes people go dancing. Sometimes
satchels
there's
of coins,
satchels of coins, gunfights, people getting shot. Eventually the two guys, they lose their gunfight, and one gets arrested, one gets shot. But then we realize there's been a casualty of the gunfight. It is Shepard, or Mr. Book, right? And as we realize he's been shot, then somehow Simon gets himself this bag thrown over his head while he's at the Midsummer Festival. And I don't get it. I don't like why does this happen here in the middle of like basically a public place? Like, are you like anyway?
Everybody's too busy dancing and having fun to notice someone getting kidnapped.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, we got to save him. Mal says we need to save Shepard, and they get him inside. But the they don't have their doctor right now. They get this report from, I think eventually it's Wash who shows up. He says, I went into town looking for him, but I couldn't find him, basically. So they don't know if Shepard's going to die. So they try to stabilize him as best they can with whatever they have in the infirmary. Meanwhile, Simon is being kidnapped here by these guys. And we get this flashback scene of Simon talking to his father and his mother a couple of years ago. Before, he went on to rescue River. I guess this is when River was being experimented on by the Alliance and programmed. And he's like, here are all these letters from River. Like, River is making spelling mistakes. River is talking about things that don't make sense in these letters. This is a cry for help. We have to go save River. And his parents don't accept any of it because they think he's just imagining it. And he really should be focusing on his training as a doctor and these kinds of things, and not worrying about his sister. His sister will be fine. She'll be back, and don't even worry about it. But Simon insists, no, this is not like her. There has to be something amok here, but his parents don't care. And as we come out of that flashback, we're back here with Simon.
You'll see her in a few months.
You'll see her in a few months. But somehow, so as Simon was getting abducted, River just kind of casually walked away and found them. But now they want to abduct her. He tries to warn her, but she's like, oh, what's wrong? I thought we were playing hide and go seek. But no, they're not playing hide and go seek. It's just seek and then detain. This is when Wash gets back to Serenity. He says, I tried to find Simon, but it looks like he's been kidnapped by these hill folk. Kind of happens from time to time. So they don't have their doctor. And this is where Mal decides he's leaving. He's just going to leave Simon and River behind because they have to go try to find another doctor. He doesn't want to lose 3 people, so he can't try to find them right now, which Kaylee objects to, but she gets overruled. And then they got Simon and River, and they say, don't worry, the captain will come save us. But they see the ship fly off without them.
No one's coming to save you.
No one's coming to save you. And even the hill folk are like, geez, like I thought your crew would at least care about you. There's this whole scene in Serenity between Zoe and Shepard, where he's like, how bad am I? How bad was the shooting? And she's like, it's fine, but she doesn't really know. And is he gonna die or is he gonna die?
She's downplaying it, you know. And she's like, is the doctor? He's like, we don't make him rush for the little things. He could rush a little.
He could rush a little. It'd be okay. But it wasn't a bad. I don't mind. This was actually a pretty good scene, I think, between these two. Just having a little conversation. And then we have up in the cockpit, it's Wash and Mal, and they're talking about where they're going to go, what colony, what place do they go to try to find a doctor. But everything's either too far away or there's a problem with going there. And it's Inara who says, well, there's one place we can go, which Mal objects to, but it's like, what choice we can go find an Alliance cruiser.
Medical facility is what she said.
And how
badly...
badly...
Go to a hospital.
Yeah, go to a hospital. So we go back to River and to Simon, who are now in the town of their abductors. And I don't know, it's like an old Western town. They put meanwhile Jane is going through all of Simon's things back on Serenity, just scavenging through his personal belongings, reading his diary.
Dear diary, I lost my crazy sister in the hills today. It was the greatest day ever.
Yeah, I don't know. It was I don't think it didn't make me laugh quite as much, but I do enjoy how much Simon dislikes the doctor. Sometimes, or not Simon, Jane, I guess. Jane. Going through finding his money and everything else, taking his shirts, whatever he can take. Then back here, there's a scene here with Kaylee going to the infirmary to visit on Zoe and Shepard, talking about how that time Kaylee was shot and Shepard stayed with her from the pilot that at this point the audience has not seen, but we have, so it's okay. And or at least some of us, who knows if you could count on this podcast to watch the episodes in order. Anyway, then back here, they found the Alliance cruiser, and Serenity is docking. This huge size. Simon brought into the makeshift hospital, I guess, in this town, and he gets to work pretty fast here as the doctor, meeting this woman who's kind of like the medical healer. What's her name? Doralee.
Aunt Jemima.
She's the village's teacher and informal doctor. Anyway, give me some light while River just kind of hangs out in the corner. Then here's what I was talking about. The Starship Troopers are here, everyone, and they're here. Like, this is when they're trying to get the medical aid for Shepard. And he's like, listen, we came to you. And he's like, your license is out of date and it doesn't comply with our fascist ways. And he's like, well, we had to kind of come here in a hurry. We have papers. And then Shepard is off in the corner here. He's not fully unconscious, and he's able to say enough like, check my ID card, check my wallet. And they put his ID card into the little scanner thing. And
it clears, and they're like, get this man to a medical facility.
Get this man whatever he needs right away. A pillow or a mint on his pillow. Get it all. Which, kind of surprises Mal and Zoe. They go, what is up with Book that we don't understand?
We got a delegate here. What's going on?
Got this whole scene here between back with Simon and River and the teacher lady talking about this girl who's been traumatized, who doesn't talk, and River seems to be making a connection with her, but they're really just staring at each other. Help me out, World Mind. What else am I forgetting from this amazing scene?
Simon's basically just doing his best to like heal everybody and like keep his sister sort of like calm. And during this whole scene, the lady's trying to tell Simon, you could live here. This is your future. Like this
could be your home now.
Yeah, the God sends people on all sorts of paths, and when you end up where you end up, that's where it is. You're home now. So this is your home. Your home, right? Your home. And
your home.
Like this isn't our
Once
home.
In a while, we casually burn people at the stake. Don't worry. Otherwise, it's a nice town. It's a great place to live. You'll love it here.
As long as you're not a witch.
Yeah, witches obviously bad, but other than that, you're good. Back here with they're seeing Book getting worked on here medically, and Jane. I can't remember what's going on with Jane here.
He's seriously questioning like who is this guy, and why are we letting these people onto our ship? And he's just being Jane. He's like, I don't trust it. I don't like it. We shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, he's always the naysayer. He's always like in that role. Always wants to do the wrong thing.
Well, he always wants to do the selfish thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty. Yeah. Then back to Simon, who realizes that River is missing. Where did she go? Where could she be? And she comes back with a bunch of berries to feed Simon because Simon has not been eating enough. So berries for dinner. Don't stain her dress. Don't stain your dress. Yeah. And she gets a meeting them. They have there's kind of this emotional moment too in the scene where she's like, you came back for me, you gave up everything to save me, and
I took you away from that. Yeah,
I took you away from that. He's like, hey, I didn't lose everything because you are everything to me, and it was decent. And then they starts eating the berries, and she says that they're poison, and then it's find out it's just a joke. There's always a practical joke, I think, in every episode. That seems to be a recurring thing for Firefly.
He believed her, made a face.
Yeah, calls her a brat and whatever else. And then this is when River says something about that young girl. Like, oh, she told me about what happened to her mother and her parents.
Well, she didn't say told. She's like her parents died. Her brother was like murdered, or they murdered some people. Basically, her whole family was murdered in front of her, and she survived it.
Right. And that's the problem, is that she didn't tell her this, because at first she's excited that she had a breakthrough with this young girl, but then she's like, oh no, she didn't tell me anything. Like, I just read her mind or used my witch powers or whatever.
And there it is. This, for the past few weeks, Dave, you've been like, what's with River? What's with River? What's her thing? That's her thing. She can read minds.
She can?
That's it?
Yes. That's exactly what this has been. All the scenes where she's getting weird when people are doing stuff. Yeah, she's reading minds. When she was when they were on the ship and they were gonna explore that one ship that was filled with dead bodies from the Reavers, she's like, only the dead are here. It's because she's she can.
She read dead minds?
Well, she can read that there are no minds and they're dead. She can. She's very strongly empathetic and empathic, and has the ability to read minds and stuff.
So she is a witch.
Kind of.
Burner! Come on. All right. So the teacher lady's like, oh no, this is no good. We have to burn your psychic sister here. But first we get this flashback scene with Simon, I guess at a police station or something, back with his father when Simon was trying to find what had happened to River previously months ago. We see he gets detained here, and his father has to bail him out, and his father has very little patience for him screwing up his career and his life. But
it went on my permanent record that I walked through that door.
I had to come into a police station, and it's on my permanent record now, so this is no good. Yeah. And she's like, so I want you to go back to school and never do anything again. And he's like, do it, or I'm kicking you out of the family. He's like, what is it? And he's like, no, screw you, Dad. You don't know.
Are you trying to destroy this family? I didn't think it would be so easy.
I didn't think it would be so easy. That was a good line too. I didn't think it would be so easy, but sure. And he has a big falling out with his father clearly at this point. I guess this is not too long before we meet him in the pilot. And he somehow gets River into that case and gets her to the other planet. But then we're back to the town where the teacher lady has woken up everyone in the middle of the night with her bell. She's like, everyone wake up. We got some burning to do. This cannot wait till morning. This is totally a nighttime thing. We meet the mayor of the town. Although he has an official title. I can't remember what it's like.
I forget the title, but yeah.
The patron. He's the patron. Yeah. I thought it was Mr. Smiley from Lost, but I don't think it's actually him. No. Anyway, he's like, what's up? I'm sure she's not a girl, but a witch, this young woman. But then she says, you killed the last patron. You murdered him. And then he slaps her across the face, and he's like, burn her. burn her
She's
off.
reading my mind. She's a witch.
She's reading my mind and making up things, though. So now he's all down with it. So if River just didn't volunteer this information, she would probably be a lot better off. But yeah.
That's not her, Dave. That's not her.
That's not her. She dances. She does English accents sometimes, and she will tell you if you murdered somebody. For better or worse. And she'll get you berries. She's also known for that.
Her brain's on a high frequency. She gets a lot of channels.
She does. There's a lot of interference. Back to Serenity, where now Book is back in the infirmary. He's recovered from his wound. And there's a conversation between Mal and Book here about, he's like, I'd really like to know what's so impressive on your ID card and what you did and why the Alliance thinks so much of you. And Book's just like, maybe one day I'll tell you that story, but for now,
I'm a shepherd. People love a man of God.
Right. So I guess we'll have to wait for another episode to find that out. Meanwhile, is this where they decide to go back and get Simon and River? Like, maybe we should go back and save them, because Jane always says, like, we shouldn't go back and get them. They're a liability having those two fugitives on our ship, and they make all our missions harder. Jane always says what maybe makes sense or what would be the practical thing to do, but not the right thing to do, not the moral thing to do.
The selfish thing to do.
The selfish thing to do. Yeah. And so I think like Zoe and Mal have a policy of whatever Jane says we should do the opposite. All right, let's go back to the burning River. They got their pitchforks and their torches. And Simon tries to make this argument like, let me trade places with her, like trade my life for hers, but that doesn't work. And he tries to involve himself and stop her from them lighting on fire here. But
he yells at them, being like, "She's not a witch. There's no such thing as witch. Y'all are just a bunch of dumb backbred locals. Like, what's wrong with y'all?"
And that doesn't seem to go over well either with the crowd. So he then says, "Fine, then." You're gonna have to burn both of us together. I won't die. I won't watch her die. Then he says, "Light the torch! Light the torch, everyone!"
He just says, "Light it!
Light it!" He's ready to go down with her, but just then, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Serenity, and it has come down to. And Jane is.
It's a cool shot. I like this shot a lot.
And he's hanging from a wire. And he's ready to shoot you.
He's hanging from a harness. He's like strapped down. They've got the old cargo bays open, and he's got sights on. It's a great advantage point. It's a cool looking shot. Yeah.
And then Mal and Zoe kind of come out from behind the crowd here. They're already on the ground here in town, saying they want their people back.
This was the best part of the episode. Sorry to interrupt, but this was the only part where I was like, "This is really cool." But I was like, "Where's more of this? Give me more of this."
Yeah. And Mal just kind of, I don't know, he makes some insults to them. He's like, "You took something that belongs to us," and Gene up there, he's so pissed off that we're here, he's ready to kill somebody. And then, he's like, "Somebody untie her," and Mal just says, or else. And
Jim says, "Okay, to be fair to you all, what's the point of a laser sight on a shotgun?"
He doesn't have a shotgun. He's a rifle. Jane has a rifle.
I guess that's a rifle?
That's a rifle.
Yeah. Mal has a shotgun.
Yes.
Anyway, and then we cut back after. I guess they've now rescued River and Simon, and Jane is trying to return all of Simon's belongings to his bunk,
throwing it back in the room.
He's like, who knows who came through here? And then he has this moment here. He's like, "Hey, Simon, what's up?
Hey, Doc.
I totally didn't try to steal your stuff." I don't know why. Like, is Simon worried that, or is Jane worried he'll lose in a fight to Simon or something, or what?
He just doesn't want to get in trouble with Mal. Basically, it's like there's set of rules on the ship, and he's kind of breaking them when he's rutting through people's belongings, and they're,
Gotcha. Good thing you're here, Worldmind, to explain this to us. And then we see that Mal notices that Shepard's no longer in the infirmary. He's been moved to his bunk. He has this conversation here with the doctor. He's like, "Why'd you come back and save us? Why didn't you just leave us behind?" And he goes, "Because you're part of my crew."
It's like, "But you don't like me."
You don't even like me. I don't care if I like you. You're part of my team, and that's how it is.
Part of my crew. What are we even talking about this for anymore? Now,
So
dinner's
shut
on
up.
at 5.
Yeah, see you at dinner. And I don't know. Simon seems satisfied with that. And that is our final scene as we're all sitting down for dinner now. Simon even pulls out the chair for Kaylee, I guess, as a form of apology for saying that everyone sucks.
And that plate was actually kind of nice.
Yeah, I like the plate. I think it was the best plate ever, Kaylee.
Mm-hmm.
And they have how many people on this? 8, right? Of them in total.
So yeah, 8 at the table.
Yep.
8 at the table. Yeah, and they have a little sit down meal. It looks like they all seem to really enjoy each other. Like you can see that with the cast, and that comes through.
I think technically there's 9 because I don't think Book's at the table. I think he's resting somewhere.
Oh, 9. Okay, Book's not. He's injured. Okay, and that is our screenshots for the episode. And you know who is up next? It's Adam. But before we have a little special treat here, for the first time ever, our little intro video. Go.
Well, a suitor man like you would kill for.
Pepe Sylvia. I looked in the mail. Well, this whole box is Pepe Sylvia. So I said to myself, I gotta find this guy. I gotta go up to his office. I gotta put his mail in the guy's goddamn hands. Otherwise, he's never gonna get it. He's gonna keep coming back down here.
You're up.
That's better than my fun facts tonight.
That's way better.
He hasn't even said them yet.
Okay. Fun facts with Adam.
I gotta beat that.
Facts and fun facts with Adam.
I have more intros. I got to show you, Adam.
Yes. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks to Jim.
Let's go. You got more.
I got more. You since it's the first night we're using an intro video, maybe you'll get a second one. How about this one?
Here's an interesting piece of trivia. A local band of cowboys, fresh from their campaign of pirate slaughter, then cut the agave into quarters for cooking.
Well, fun fact us, Adam. I want sexiness. I want fun factiness.
Fun.
I love that. All right, let's get going here, okay? Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, we hear you.
All right.
Yes.
So when asked about his favorite memory from Firefly, Nathan Fillion related the end of the episode referencing the cattle rustling. The crew sits down for supper, and you just said, Dave, they look like they're having fun with each other. If you look closely, you will see that they're having one of the few fancy meals they ever enjoyed during the season or series. They're eating a steak dinner compliments of one of the former cargo passengers.
There you
The
go.
strategy dinner scene was shot before lunch on the last day. After finishing the take, the crew broke for lunch, and the cast actually ate a bunch of steaks provided for the shot. Nathan felt like it was being at home having dinner with his best friends.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep. Okay. Inara asked whether a carved wooden statuette in the trading post is supposed to be a duck. Kaylee replies it's supposed to be a swan. And there is a Chinese proverb that says, a badly painted tiger looks like a dog. A badly painted carved swan looks like a duck. The meaning of the proverb, it's not better to do certain things than to do them badly, or better not do certain things rather than do them badly. So don't screw up, essentially.
Right. But if it looks like a duck and it talks like a duck,
It's a swan.
it's a swan.
That's an old ancient Chinese proverb as well.
Right. Of course.
Summer Glau, who plays River, is actually a trained dancer. So this episode marked a rare occasion where she can show off her skills.
She's a ballerina.
Oh.
I don't know what the rating is on this episode, but according to this, it's one of the lowest. But it is
8.1. I would consider that that low.
Lowest on IMDb. It is the lowest rank.
It's the origin is one of the most quoted scenes, though. And this is the scene. Well, Zoe, this is Mal. Well, Zoe, it looks like we got here in the nick of time. And then Zoe, and then he says, "What does that make us?" And Zoe says, "Big damn heroes,
Damn
sir."
heroes.
Big damn heroes.
Okay. So, Jody, I saw you cut us up as like illiterate on the server. However, episode number 5 is in the Josh Whedon intended timeline for Firefly, and this is not right. So whatever the names were, we got it all screwed up because of Fox. This is all Fox's fault, not our fault.
It is Fox's fault. Yeah. I go by the tide.
It's one season.
True.
How come it's not in fucking order?
Because we go by this order right here. This
No.
DVD.
We don't do that. There is an order that it should be in on all formats. That's it.
That would be preferable. That would be
this
preferable.
one. It's this
I love
one.
when Kevin gets upset about something because he's so passionate.
Yes.
It's so fucking irritating to have to wonder if I've watched the right fucking episode.
You know what? I just can't stand for the incompetence.
Just go by the DVD, like the way they list them on the DVD, because that's
Yeah. And hell yeah, Jim, we're gonna shift the blame because this is Fox's fault, not our fault.
They didn't pay for the show. Like the show wouldn't exist unless they had financed it.
Well,
yeah, but they also
somebody's got to get it right.
Well, maybe some
did
producer
a terrible release
at Fox said, "You know what? I don't like your order. I'm doing my own order." It's and maybe we don't know. Maybe
we used to have this argument on the original series podcast because there was different versions of what the order should be.
Did you guys ever watch the promo for this show before it was released? It's literally they use Smash Mouth. They use Smash Mouth walking on the sun as a background track to promote this show about space pirates. It's so poorly presenting what the idea of the show actually is. So like they out the gate they were on an uphill battle, and they showed the show in the incorrect order. Yeah. But you know what's funny? I
understood it.
Here's the thing. I got introduced to this universe through the Serenity film. I saw that before I even saw the show. So my whole perception and timeline of this show is messed up super big time.
We've been going by production order. That we've been going. What's on Wikipedia has been what we've been
the
going.
Production order in the Wikipedia should match what it is the DVD order, but yeah, it's
should it?
All right.
So
at the end of the day, I don't have
yes.
to watch this episode again, so I'm happy.
You're safe.
Yeah. In this episode, there's a quick moment in the hospital bedside. Dave, you had a screenshot on it, so it wasn't so quick. But it revealed that Shepard's holy book is indeed the Holy Bible. So the Bible survived.
But does it have Chinese in it now?
Maybe. The garbled line that Mal speaks to Simon as they are about to be burned at the stake is, "Your talent for alienating folks is near miraculous." To which he responds, "Yes, I'm very proud."
It's good writing.
Okay. Let's move over to ratings, guys.
Is that all we get?
That's all you get.
all the sexy fun facts we get.
There's not a lot of sexy fun facts about this show.
Don't tell world.
Jody has corrected his server. There should be no more mix-ups, and everybody gets to watch My Mrs. Reynolds next week.
Are we? Well, that was the next one we're supposed to be doing. But first, we have to rate this episode, everyone. So let's rate this episode. All right, safe is the rating. Jody, if you're in the comments, you can drop it in. Adam, you're up first. Did you watch this episode though, or did you watch another?
No,
episode?
I watched another one.
So you can't go by how we.
I'm going to go with how you told this episode tonight. So
wait, so did you also watch Jamestown? Which one did you watch?
Yeah, the one that was marked safe, which was Jamestown.
So you and Heather watched the same episode.
Yeah,
the same wrong episode because it was labeled safe on the server.
Would you like to give your rating for Jamestown then?
No, have we done Jamestown yet?
I watched like a quarter of
That's
this
in 2
show
weeks.
the first week because I didn't know which one to watch.
So Dave, I will watch it. So I'll come back next week.
Okay, I guess I'll rate this episode. This episode was okay. It's a 6.5. Kevin,
Same as last week, 5.5.
5.5.
They're all kind of.
Narduzzi.
I didn't see it.
All right. World mind.
This is one of my favorite episodes. So I'm giving it a 7.5.
7.5. Jody in the comments is giving a 6.
Jim gives it a 6 and Jody gives it a 6.
And Jeff, you did watch this episode, right?
I did, yeah. I give it a 6.
All right. We're averaging a 6.3.
That's
which is
better. 8.1 on IMDb is insane to me. Like that's
like the people who love this show really love this show.
Yeah.
I think that is obvious for me. But yeah,
I'm gonna have to give at least a 6 to Serenity and a 5 to Train Job.
Oh,
yeah, 65 is good.
Yeah, 6.5.
No scores up.
Okay. Well, we'll have Adam or Narduzzi. Did you watch Shindig?
No.
Okay.
I didn't.
All right.
Shindig.
I
That's
was
the
out
Heather
last week.
Narduzzi episode. That's last.
I was
week's
out
episode.
last week and I didn't have a chance to watch it, but I will watch it now that they're all labeled correctly. I will watch it.
No. They're not labeled correctly. They are in order.
Oh.
They will still be the wrong names.
Oh, okay.
No, they're labeled correctly. Jody's fixed the labels and ordered them correctly.
This is a lot of effort for a show I don't really like.
Let's just all make sure we're watching the right episodes. Just moving forward.
Jody's really gonna throw you for a loop. He's gonna put all the titles in Mandarin, and you're gonna have to look it up.
All right. Well, looking ahead to our next podcast, so everyone knows what we're watching next. It is called Our Mrs. Reynolds.
Is that young Christina Hendricks?
That is. And
I love her.
The summary for this episode is after completing a job for a small settlement, Mal learns he has accidentally married a young woman named Saffron. Though she appears innocent and eager to please, Saffron is far more dangerous than she seems, and her portrayal sends Serenity hurling towards ship scrapers. Okay, whatever that means. Ship scrapers. Scrappers. Okay, yeah, scrappers. So that
it is like one of Christina Hendricks' most iconic roles is this episode.
This is her most iconic role. Okay,
one of Christina Hendricks' most iconic roles is this episode coming up.
From Mad Men? That's what she's from.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, and also Good Girls. She was excellent in that as well.
Mad Men, Good Girls. I'm not super familiar with her. Okay, well, anyway, so look out for that. Also, on Thursday, we'll be doing our next episode of Star Trek The Next Generation podcast. We are talking about The Wounded, Season 4, Episode 12. Maxwell, O'Brien, Cardassians, Irish songs. Look out for that. This week. Also on Sunday, we are back on Trivial Debates, everyone, if you can believe it. It's finally happening. The Babylon 5 Trivial Debates, featuring some great talent, including Jim the Casual, who's right now being used by Jim from The Office as a placeholder. So look out for that.
I bet you more people watch that than watch Babylon 5.
Getting more buzz.
Way more people watch The Office or the podcast?
The podcast.
Oh.
The hiatus is over. The great return of Trivial Debates is coming back. And we get to find out who is the master
what time is this thing on Sunday?
2 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Look out. Babylon 5. The best. Better than Firefly.
You know what? The intro is better.
The intro is way better.
Is
the
it
intro is way better.
Dave, than Enterprise?
Is Babylon 5 better than Enterprise? Yes.
No, you're asking the wrong guy.
Intro.
Is the Babylon 5 intro better than Enterprise's intro?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Sorry, I meant this one, Firefly.
Yes. The answer is yes to everything. But
Firefly's intro is much better than the Enterprise intro.
I like Enterprise. Well, I don't really.
Well, hey, it grew on you. Same as
one of these days, we're going to watch Babylon 5, and you're going to realize you were all wrong. Okay, but until then, you can wallow in your ignorance. So
when that day comes, we will all have weapons pointed at our heads under duress.
So, just so I'm clear here, 2:00 Eastern time Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday,
Sunday,
July 12th.
Sunday.
Babylon 5. We've been trying to pull this together forever, so it's finally
we got
happening.
Contestants Jim the Casual, Jeff Aiken, and old Phantasmo, who's got some pretty interesting essays on Babylon 5. So it's going to be a stacked, well-knowledged roundtable that hopefully nobody will get sick or bow out of at the last minute.
No way. It can't happen.
No way.
It must happen.
Can't happen for a third time at
No.
all.
No, must not happen. Cannot happen. We live for the one, we die for the one. That's how it goes on Babylon 5. All right. Watch out. Again, thanks to Jim the Casual for helping pull us together those videos for
that
our
was
fun
Jim.
flex.
Jim did those.
Jim did those.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim. Those are great.
Yeah. So there's more to come, Adam. That was just
Okay.
a little taste. So
I can keep Jim in the office. I might just the cover might stay the same. I don't know.
that
if
just
Finn-
will be his
Finn's
new
gonna get back
face.
to me.
We're
Yeah.
getting a face transplant.
Valen's
on
name.
to- All right. We're looking forward to it. Thanks to everyone in Valen's name. Damn right.
There is-
Just Draven asked a question: is there the Orville podcast in the backlog somewhere here? You betcha.
Damn right there is. We've watched every episode of the Orville on this channel. It was a while ago.
It was
Feels
great. I love
There
the
is a
Orville.
playlist.
That was fantastic.
We had a fun time, and when if it ever comes back, if we ever get season 4, I guess it would be, we will watch it. But yeah, I keep waiting for it to happen.
It's
So-
written. They just got to produce it.
That's a big part of doing it. Anyone can write it. You gotta shoot it and then distribute it. All right. Well, check out all the
In
great stuff.
order.
Preferably in
Very
order.
important to have it in order.
Well said. Well said. Well, that's all right. Thanks for being with us tonight, everyone. Thanks for another episode of the Firefly Appreciation Society. And until then, we will see you next time here on Live Long and Podcast. Have a great night, everyone. See you next time.
Beam up some Star Trek content.
Why would you?
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise. Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.